Hi, it's Ty the Real Estate Guy, and today we're going to talk about these ridiculously low mortgage rates. Did you know that mortgage rates recently hit all-time lows? Seriously. So, what does this mean for you? Are you wondering if you should buy a house because the rates are so low? Or are you feeling a little uneasy because of this coronavirus quarantine that seems like will never end? Before we get rolling, if you'd like to stay up to date on the latest home building and real estate tips and trends, please subscribe to my channel below and ring that little bell. This video is going to answer the question, should I buy a house right now because mortgage rates are so low, or should I wait? Just so you know, I'm not trying to convince you either way. Each one of you watching this video have your own unique situation. For some of you, this might be the perfect time to buy a house, and for others, this could be the completely wrong time to buy a home. My goal is to give you solid information so you can make an informed decision. In this video, I'll show you what these crazy low mortgage rates mean, and once again, answer the question, is it a good time to buy a house right now? I'll show you how much these insanely low mortgage rates can drop your monthly house payment, how these lower mortgage rates affect your buying power, which will allow you to buy a much bigger and better home, how much money these lower rates will save you over the life of your loan, and I'll show you how much better it is to buy a home than it is to pay rent. When you break down the numbers and compare today's rates versus what rates were just a few months ago, it's mind-blowing. Whether you're renting or wondering if you should sell your home and move up to a bigger one, or if you're looking to buy an investment property, or if you're still living at home with your mommy, you'll want to watch this video to the end. I know that many of you have been working and saving hard to buy a house. You're finally ready to go, and then this COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic happens. For some people, this outbreak has become heartbreak, as many have lost their source of income. Truly, my heart goes out to you, and I pray that you'll soon get back on your feet. For those of you that haven't really been affected by the quarantine, this could be the opportunity of a lifetime. These crazy events, like the coronavirus pandemic, depressions, and recessions, often open the door of opportunity for those who are prepared. Before we talk about mortgage rates, I'll define it for you. A mortgage rate is the amount of interest charged by the company who's lending you money so you can buy a house. And just a reminder, for those of you who are looking to buy a home, you'll want to get pre-approved with a lender before you start looking at houses to see how much home you can afford to buy, and so you know what your monthly payment will be. Talking to a lender is always the first step of the home buying process. Okay, let's get rolling. Just a few months ago, mortgage rates were sitting around 4%. And last year, rates were in the 5% range. Believe it or not, in the 1980s, mortgage rates peaked at around 18%. Yes, you heard me right, 18%. That's straight up crazy. I don't even know how people were buying houses back then. Right now, mortgage rates are just about as low as they have ever been. As a matter of fact, mortgage rates hit all-time lows just a few weeks ago. So, strictly from a mortgage rate standpoint, right now is one of the best times ever to buy a house. Ever. I know that many of you are concerned about buying a house during the coronavirus pandemic, and that's totally understandable. And even if you're in a financial position to buy a home, you need to trust your instincts. If your gut is telling you to wait, then you should wait. Like I said earlier, for many of you, now is not a good time to buy a house. But for many of you, events like the coronavirus, a recession, or a depression offer an incredible buying opportunity. If you're feeling like you should buy a house, but you'd like to learn more about buying a home during these confusing times, watch my video, Why You Need to Buy a House Right Now. I'll put links to my recommended videos below. So, what are the benefits of these crazy low mortgage rates? You'll have a lower monthly payment. You can buy a bigger house. You can buy a newer house or maybe even build a brand new home. You'll be able to buy a house in a more expensive area, moving closer to the city, work, family, friends, and etc. If you have a home to sell, lower mortgage rates makes it easier to sell your house for the same reasons it makes it an incredible time to buy a house. Of course, selling your home during a pandemic, a recession, or a depression can make things a little harder. But there are plenty of people out there who need a home, and many others, investors included, that understand the power of these crazy low mortgage rates. When mortgage rates drop this low, loads of new buyers will enter the market. On a side note, if you're not ready to sell your home, these lower rates offer an incredible chance to refinance, significantly dropping your monthly payment or removing years from your mortgage, which will allow you to buy investment properties. So, like I said earlier, just a month ago, mortgage rates were sitting around 4%. Currently, rates are sitting around 3%. And many of you will be able to get a lower rate than that. So, what does this mean for you? Well, this crazy rate drop means you can now buy a house valued at $40,000 to $50,000 more than you could have just a few months ago. Even with the recent appreciation in houses, this insane rate drop means it's a better time to buy a home today than it was a few months ago or even a few years ago. Isn't this amazing? Let's run a scenario on a $300,000 house. If you put 20% down or $60,000, your loan amount, or what you would still owe to the bank, would be $240,000. If rates are sitting at 4%, your monthly payment, not including taxes and insurance, since those numbers will fluctuate depending on several different factors, would be about $1,150 per month. To buy the same house right now, with rates sitting at or below 3%, your monthly payment would drop to around $1,000 per month, maybe less. That's a savings of approximately $150 per month, which will save you tens of thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. If you think these numbers are astounding, what if your loan amount was $500,000? Your payment would fall from nearly $2,400 per month to only $2,100 per month. That's a savings of approximately $300 per month. Yes, the monthly savings is amazing, but what's more exciting, when you buy a house with these lower mortgage rates, you could easily save more than $50,000 over the life of your loan. On a more expensive house, you may save $70,000 or more over the life of a 30-year loan. So, for those of you who think the housing market will decline, let's do the math backwards. If you bought a house today and mortgage rates increased back to 4%, but home prices dropped 10%, which would be significant, you would still be in a better place financially by purchasing a home at this time when you can get a mortgage rate at or below 3%. If you're in a good financial position to buy a house right now, you should seriously consider making the move. When it comes time to retire, you look back at this time and know that you made a wise choice. Now, before I continue, can I ask you a quick favor? Will you please give this video a thumbs up? I would appreciate that more than you know, and that thumbs up will help others see that this video is helpful. Thank you. Now, just for fun, what if rates were at 18% like they were back in the 1980s? What would that do to your payment on a $300,000 house with 20% down? At 18%, your monthly payment would be $3,600 per month. Isn't that disgusting? Compare that to today's rates, where your payment is only going to be about $1,000 per month on a $300,000 house. Your payment on the same home at 18% would be $2,600 higher every single month. That's just stupid. But with the crazy world we live in, who's to say mortgage rates won't go there again someday? Looking at this scenario, realistically, rates could easily get back to 6%, which would make the monthly payment on the same house more than $400 extra every single month. If you've been waiting for the market to crash because you think there's going to be another recession, there's a good chance you're making a mistake. In 3 out of the last 5 recessions, home prices have actually increased. So don't outsmart yourself. The math is simple and it's right. When mortgage rates are this low, it's highly unlikely you'll get a better deal by waiting a few months or years. Market crashes like we saw back in 2007, 2008, and those type of corrections are rare. I honestly believe that because mortgage rates are so low that right now is the best time for you to buy a house. When the coronavirus pandemic ends and the quarantine is lifted, and it looks like that may be happening sooner than later, in many areas of the country, due to pent-up demand, combined with these crazy low mortgage rates, home buyers will again flood the housing market. In Utah, as well as in many other areas of the country, home prices are expected to continue rising. If you're paying rent or still living at home with your parents, please pay attention, because when rates go this low, often buying a house is cheaper than paying rent. It's true. And honestly, I can't imagine why anyone would want to pay rent when they could buy a house instead. Why? I'll give you 3 good reasons. Number 1, your rent will usually increase each year. With a mortgage, your payment will stay the same for 30 years. So even if the monthly cost of a mortgage is a little higher today, a few years from now, your monthly rent is sure to be higher. This one thing should be enough to convince anyone that owning a home is better than paying rent. Number 2, once you pay off your house, your monthly payment is gone forever. You can live the rest of your life rent-free, or in this case, mortgage-free. Can you imagine a life with no monthly rent or house payment? Truly, life from this point forward should be pretty amazing, as you could easily afford to travel, buy that vehicle you've always wanted, or whatever. Number 3, having a place of your own, a place you can truly call home, is priceless. I honestly can't put into words how beautiful it is to have a place of your own. Really, these 3 items barely scratch the surface of why owning a home is better than paying rent. I've deeply researched renting versus buying a home, and if you're not sold yet on why buying a home is better, then when you're done with this video, you'll want to watch my video, the most in-depth video on rent versus buying a house. If you're living at home rent-free and you think you're in the best possible situation, you might be wrong. Because of these super low mortgage rates, for the first time in your life, you may actually qualify to buy a house. Or you'll be able to afford a bigger or better house. Home prices have always increased over time, and there's no way mortgage rates will stay this low for long. So right now, this moment in time could be your golden opportunity. If I were a young person living at home with a good job, I'd buy a house and rent out the extra rooms. In many cases, the rent from your roommates will pay the entire mortgage. Just a thought for you kids out there who'd like to get a huge head start in life. Now, there are a few things you should know about mortgage rates before you talk to a lender. And as I stated earlier, talking to a lender is always the first step when you're looking to buy a house. As far as mortgage rates go, not everyone will qualify for the best rate. There are loads of factors that lenders consider, like your credit score, your down payment, job stability, the location you're buying a home, and the type of loan you choose or you qualify for. If you're ready to buy a home, be sure to check out my video, Everything You Need to Know Before You Buy a House. You'll find the link below. As I've stated in previous videos, most millionaires become so through owning real estate. If it's your hope and dream to retire in style, real estate is one of the safest and best ways to invest your money. And there's loads of different ways to make money investing in real estate. The sooner you get started, the sooner you'll become wealthy, and these insanely low mortgage rates make buying a house super affordable, giving you an incredible opportunity to get started. So it's time to move out of your parents' house, and it's time to stop paying rent. If you already own a home, this is an incredible time to move up to a bigger home or to a better location. Or even better, this is a great opportunity to buy an investment property. Is there something in this video that really stood out to you as being helpful? If so, what was it? Please let me know by commenting below. If you have questions or if I left something out, please help the community by leaving a remark below as well. Sincerely, I want to hear from you. If you know someone who's paying rent or ready to buy a house, be a friend by sharing this video with them. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It'll make you feel good.